So, I have a couple of stories that I want to tell you, and this is my disclaimer. In these stories, they're based on true events. However, any resemblance to any actual human beings is merely a coincidence. And this video is being made for entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed psychologist or psychiatrist or social worker, anything. I'm just your regular old Joe. I'm a cosmetologist. Big deal. What do I know? But I'm also an aspiring amateur Narc slayer. So, I hope you can dig it. So here's a little story that one of my friends told me, and it was a story used to explain alcoholism and drug addiction. However, for metaphorically speaking purposes, we will relate this to the narcissistic covert personality style. So here's how the story goes. So you're driving along in your car and you glance over at the passenger seat, and underneath the seat, you think you see a snake head pop out. Really weird. You dismiss it. No, it couldn't have been a snake head underneath the passenger seat of my car. So you keep driving along, and a few days later, you think you see in your peripheral, underneath the passenger seat, a snake head pop out. And you're like, no way, there could be a snake in my car. It's just not possible. I mean, how would he get in here? Anyway, so you keep driving. A few days later, the snake actually sticks his head out from underneath the passenger car. And you're like, wow, that really is a snake. I can't believe it. He got in my car. I wonder how he got in my car. Oh well, he's under the passenger seat. I'm not in any danger. And so the story goes on, and, later on, the guy's driving down the road and the snake comes out from underneath the passenger seat, and he's crawling around in the floorboard of the car, and he's like, look at that. That snake is getting comfortable. He's coming out. He's crawling around the floorboard. No big deal. He's not going to hurt me. There's nothing to be worried about. It's just a little snake. Well, so a few more days goes by. The guy's driving down the road. The snake come out, and he's crawling around the floorboard. And then he crawls up in the seat. And then he crawls over into the driver's seat. And he bites the driver. Didn't see that coming, did you? Well, so it is when you're in a narcissistic, abusive relationship. So I want to talk about one of my narc wives that I was involved with. I've been married to two narcissistic personality style wives. Well, let me tell you, so when I came into this relationship, this particular person was on Social Security disability. And she claimed to have a term life insurance policy. And she claimed that I was the beneficiary of that policy. And I can't remember if it was $150,000, $250,000. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Anyway, so I always thought it was strange because she would always say, if I die, you will be rich. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, $150,000 term life insurance policy or a $250,000 term life insurance policy, I don't think that's rich in today's world. But anyway, so I heard this various different times during the relationship until one day, it was told to me that the policy might expire in a couple of years. Of course, I've never seen any documentation. I've never seen the actual I mean, I didn't, you're in a relationship with a person. You just take it for granted, that they're being honest with you and transparent and they're telling you the truth. And honestly, I don't really care about $150,000 or $250,000 life insurance policy because I just wanted my wife. I was in love with her, not a term life insurance policy, because I'm an empath, and I don't look at people objectively like that. Well, so as the relationship went on, I started being asked by this narc wife if I would purchase a term life insurance policy for myself and make her the beneficiary. Well, I didn't think much about it, and I don't have any debt. My car is paid off. All my bills are paid. I don't have credit card debt. So I don't know, other than burial insurance, I don't really understand why anybody would need a term life. So I talked to some of my clients who happen to be attorneys, and one is an estate planner, and he told me that I would be better off putting the money in a bank account because, as a rule, term life insurance policies don't get cashed in on, but only 3% of the time. So I was advised that I'd be better off putting the money in the bank, like I said. And, and I said, let me light this up, because this is a great story. So I asked him, I said, well, why do only 3% of term life insurance policies get cashed in on? And he said, because most people outlive the term. Okay, good enough for me. Well, this narc wife, who's on Social Security disability, keeps pressing me about getting this term life insurance policy. And I finally acquiesced, and I said, okay, you can take out a term life insurance policy on me so long as you pay the premium. Well, guess what? Man, narcissists, they like to get paid. They don't like to pay out. So there was no term life insurance policy taken out on me. So guess who got divorced? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So I want you to think about this. I'm gonna put the link in the description. So me and the narc, we used to watch this show like 48 Hours, except it was called That Chapter. It's some Australian dude. He does these exposés on actual murder cases that happen around the world, and he does it. It's very dark content, but he does it in a humorous way. It's called That Chapter. I recommend checking out his channel. It's really cool. But one thing that remained consistent in all of these videos that chapter makes is the person or the family member who actually ended up being the murderer or being found guilty of murder had taken out a life insurance policy on their loved ones before they got murdered. And he has this cute little reel that he plays, and he does a funny little dance because it's pretty standard and conspicuous that in most murder cases that it's about money. And so we know that the narcissist is definitely about materials, materialistic and money. It's greed to the nth degree. So, anyway, I started thinking back. I was like, you know what? I wonder where she got that idea. And it was probably because I'm suspecting, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm just sitting here watching that chapter and watching these real cases of people who murdered somebody that they claim that they loved for the insurance policy. I'm sitting here watching videos like that and I'm thinking, oh my God, there's actually people out there that are that sadistic that they would take out a life insurance policy on their loved one and then figure out how to kill them. So this is what I want to say to you, that if you're in a narcissistic, abusive relationship, they want to annihilate you. They would love for you to commit suicide. That is exactly what they want. They're jealous of you and your accomplishments because they can never be you. They can never live up to the high standards that you are. And what they most want to do, just like in the movie The Talented Mr. Ripley, they're so jealous of you that they want to become you. So watch out. If you're in a narcissistic, abusive relationship and your significant other is trying to get you to take out a term life insurance policy, think about it. Consult with an attorney before you choose to do so. I'm no professional. I'm just an amateur narc slayer. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, like and share this video so we can get this information out to other empaths who are still suffering from narcissistic abuse. Thank you and good night.